And speaking of payment, it's now my pleasure to welcome the co-founder and CEO of Transferwise, Mr. Kristo Kaarmann, as the keynote speaker of the session. As co-founder and CEO of a global technological company whose aim it is to build the best method possible to move money around the world, Kristo will now present a speech on Going Direct, Fintech integrations in payments infrastructure. Kristo, the floor is yours.
Thank you. It's good to see everyone virtually as we are here today. And as being introduced, I started this company 10 years ago to solve a problem of moving money globally. So moving money cross borders, when I found out that my banks is putting a hidden 5% markup onto exchange rate. So rolling time forward, today we're moving, or so far have moved about $150 billion worth of about 50 different currencies across country borders. So we are getting pretty good at this, and we're present globally doing this. But why am I talking to you today? If we go back and look at how Transferwise works, so what has made it successful, it is effectively replacing the correspondent banking system. So when you usually go on to make an international payment through your bank, what happens is, starting in country X, so in this case in the US, you would the bank would then go through their corresponding network that can go a few steps until they reach the destination country, and then your payment, hopefully a few days later, will be paid out to your recipient in the recipient bank. And this system's been in place for decades, many decades, and it's working. It has its flaws, but it's working. It's quite slow, it's expensive, and it does need a change. So what we did with Transferwise, we built our own network. So rather than going through the old correspondent banking rails, we connected locally in each country to be able to collect payments in the local currency and then immediately make payouts in the destination currency. So in this example, we would be collecting money from our customers in the US and immediately be able to pay out through our network in Thailand. And this slide I'm showing you, this graphic, is actually about 4 or 5 years ago, because it talks about our banking partners in each countries. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today, because that is what has since changed. So the whole story of why we've been able to build Transferwise is stitching together a global experience. So you'll be able to use your money without borders wherever you are. But the way we managed to do this is really through these local integrations that are already present in most countries, and in some cases are very fast and very cost effective. So how does it work today? If you go to your bank, you'll find out that it takes about 3 to 5 business days for your money to arrive on the other side, but you wouldn't know exactly how much. With us, we're now able to move 32% of our payments in less than 20 seconds. So that means money leaves your bank in one country, in one currency, and less than 20 seconds later arrives on the recipient's bank account in some other country on the other side of the world, in their currency, on their bank account. About 50% of the cases, this takes slightly longer, but it's under 1 hour. And about 80% of the cases we managed to conclude the transaction in less than 24 hours. So there's still 20% of payments that take more than 24 hours, which shouldn't really be the case. But given the weekends and many countries still on the slow payment systems, that is unfortunately the case. And then when we come to price, my second most favorite topic, banks often tell you that your international wire is either free or it costs you €5 or €15. What they don't tell you is they mark up the exchange rate with somewhere between 3 to 5%, sometimes more. And that's where they really make their money. On Transferwise, we have been transparent from the beginning. That's one of the biggest ethos of the company, is that money always has to exchange at the real mid-market exchange rate. There's no tampering with that. And we do charge a fee, and we do it transparently. And on average, we charge 0.74%. So how does it work? And why am I talking on this Budapest segment of this conference? The way we designed the system was that, as I explained, we would collect funds in one country through our partner bank, usually, where we hold accounts. Then we would move through the central bank and then pay out in a different jurisdiction through the recipient bank. So that's the payout flow. So now what is starting to happen around the world is that this model is changing, where we connect directly with the central bank. So on the original picture, rather than going through our clearing bank in the local country, which then goes through the local payment system and clears through the central bank and delivers these funds, we are able to do this directly, and that brings enormous benefits for our customers, which is what I'm going to talk about next. And this journey hasn't been easy. So let me give you a little bit of historical background. In 2015, roughly, these discussions started happening in the UK, where we were already operating. We were paying our partner bank, I think, about £1 to clear a payment. So if we needed to pay out to our recipient in the UK, it cost us £1 to deliver the money. There was an instant payment system in place. It had 10 members, all of them banks. And the members were also the owners of the payment system. They weren't really interested in having new participants in that group, in that club, I should say. But the UK regulators and the government realized that this is not going to be sustainable. So this payment system is there almost as a national resource. Like we have roads and highways that could be owned by someone, but they're there for the public economy to work. And that's the same with payment systems. So the UK set up a payment systems regulator around 2017, 2016. And the whole idea behind that was that these payment systems are the national infrastructure when it comes to money. So they must be evolving and they must be innovating. And it's really hard to do when the owners of and the operators of the payment systems aren't necessarily incentivized to do so. So that background story kind of happened in 2016, 17. And in 2018, the payment systems in the UK were ready to make the first big step and accept the first non-bank to participate in the payment system directly. So from April 2018, Transferwise started clearing directly as a member of the faster payment scheme in the UK, which meant that we had to settle directly through the Bank of England as the central bank running the settlement side of the payment system. So that was a really big step, and the significance of that was not that we were suddenly be able to pay out instantly to our UK recipients, and they were of course super happy about this. It also became hugely cheaper for us because we didn't have to pay this £1 to our partner banks no longer. We just paid the charges that the scheme charged, which turns out were about 3 pence. So going from £1 to 3 pence was an enormous step in 2018 for us, and we were able to pass it on to our customers. So time moving forward, but before it did, we calculated we've actually saved 1,000 years of waiting time just by going instant in the UK. So that's what our customers collectively since then have saved in terms of waiting for their payment to arrive. which is pretty cool. And following from that, the Eurosystem members, and particularly Bank of Lithuania, enabled us to connect to the SEPA Instant, the new scheme, which was just about to get started. We were the first to, one of the first members. Well, Bank of Lithuania was one of the first members there, and we gained access to the instant clearing in the euros for the members who were connected in 2018. That was a great step. And again, for our customers, it has meant 2,700 years of time saving in terms of their euro payments arriving. And the reason why it's a bigger difference, because Europe is also moving to instant payments at the same time from the old slow system. And now, coming to the crux of the story here, in September, we were super happy to announce that Hungary became the third currency zone where our customers get instant clearing directly through the payment system and the central bank settlement. So since September, we've been operating with a direct access to Hungarian payment systems, and that's been incredible work from the central bank, from Aniko, who just spoke, and the other members involved in making this technically work for a non-bank. So thank you so much for this. But really, it's not me saying thank you for this. It's our customers, because since September already, they have saved about 78 years, kind of waiting for the Hungarian foreign payment to arrive. That means something. But it's getting better. As I explained in the UK, this made it cheaper for us and made it cheaper for our customers. It's the same case in Hungary. So what used to be was, which actually the case before September, and even now, we're paying 208 Hungarian forint roughly to execute a delivery of a forint. That's mostly our partner bank costs, but some of the operational expense around this. So added all together, we have to charge our customers 208 Hungarian forint to break even and to sustainably offer this service. So what's going to happen soon, as we were able to bring it down to about 28 forint. That whole huge step, purely thanks to the direct connection to the payments scheme that we've just executed. So this hasn't gone live yet. I'm quite excited to be able to announce this soon publicly. So this is just a glaring example to see how the central bank and the payment system and the local regulators being able to deliver benefits for their whole country and their economy by creating competition in the participants of the payment system and letting non-banks to operate the payments directly, because that is just so much more efficient. And that's not it. So for us, the journey continues because also Hungarians are sending money abroad. They want their funds to arrive instantly. So also in November, we became eligible to connect to the Australian fast instant payment system. And we had to go through a different licensing process to achieve that. And it's not stopping there. We're quite excited about the Monetary Authority of Singapore announcement recently, where they've enlisted a few companies in the first batch of non-banks connecting to the Singapore fast system. So the reason why I'm kind of showing you all of these examples today is to demonstrate that this is happening. There are non-banks who are able to get access to the direct clearing, make it much cheaper, much faster for the consumers and for the businesses in these countries. And from our side, that enables us to stitch together this global network so that money doesn't move fast just between your local banks, but it also moves super fast internationally, because our lives are international. Our money should work across borders as well. And with that, I only have to call for everyone else listening. I mean, Hungary has done a great job. UK has done their bit, and Singapore is kind of shining the light. But all the other countries should really see the benefits that the consumers in these countries are getting, and see if they can innovate on their payment infrastructure. Thank you so much.
Kristo, thank you for that insightful speech on such a timely topic, so relevant not only to Hungarians, but so many other people around the world as well.